Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's Just Two Movies.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for another episode of It's Just Two Movies. I'm your host, Daniel King. With me in the studio this evening
is Dave. Gotcha.
We did it almost at the same time.
Coming back.
So when Dave comes on, we do Marvel movies. If you're not familiar with the show, we watch a good movie and a bad movie, something critically acclaimed, critically panned. So this week you and I also, we do this thing where we're like, we'll do one character and then we'll do their movies.
Yeah, their little saga within the MCU.
Yeah, we started with Captain America, that's in the backlog, then Thor in the backlog, and now we are moved on to Ant-Man. So we watched Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Which is Ant-Man number 2.
Ant-Man 2. It is a PG-13 2018 action comedy. Action adventure. Hour 58-minute runtime, 7 out of 10 on IMDb, 87% on Rotten Tomatoes, 3.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd, 86% of Google users like this movie. It's directed by Peyton Reed, screenplay by Paul Rudd, Peyton Reed, Eric Sommers, Gabriel Ferrari, Andrew Bearer, and Chris McKenna. Music composed by Christoph Beck. Box office took $622.7 million US. Now, I don't know what the budget was, but $622.7 million is a lot of money.
That's a ton of money. But I'm sure the budget was less and it was profitable.
Yeah, well, it does star Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michelle Pfeiffer, Michael Douglas, Hannah John Kamen, Michael Pena, Lawrence Fishburne, Randall Park, David Dastmalchian, Abby Ryder Forston, T.I., Walton Goggins, Bobby Cannavale, Stan Lee also. There's some other people in there, obviously, but
budget
that's your...
of 162
mil?
Millie.
Well, they made their money back and then some. So, Dave, if someone had never seen any comic book movies, and for whatever reason they were compelled to watch this one first, what would you say it's about?
Well, if it is, I would say good choice. Just jump straight into the middle of everything. But a lot of these stand alone to where it wouldn't actually be bad just to watch it by yourself.
Yeah.
Or if somebody you're watching it with hasn't seen the first one, it's going to be fine. But as far as this one is, even though this is the second Ant-Man, it's actually picking up after Civil War. And that's when Ant-Man got into some trouble, and now he's on house arrest.
Right.
So
And
this movie,
despite this being released after Infinity War, the events take place right around the same time. Yeah. It is
where
weird.
they
It is weird that
conclude about the
Scott's
same time.
It is weird that Scott's totally unaware of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like the giant alien spaceship that came down to New York.
Yeah.
Didn't hear about that. They might have been doing all that other shit while that happened, though. You know what I'm saying? No, it couldn't have been.
Yeah,
It's like days later. Yeah, I don't know. Something about the timeline seems a little goofy, but yeah, they're Marvel movies. You can forgive them for that sort of thing. They're like, it happened
Right, they don't show you
before
everything,
this, but
so yeah, it's just...
before this, but after this.
And they're never specific on timelines. You only have that one event that kind of ties it, but then you don't know how long that was after the entire movie took place, because we're talking about the post-credit scene.
Right.
But this movie, I would say, is really a movie more about the Wasp and Hank Pym.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to, I would say, save Hank Pym's wife, who was trapped in the quantum realm that they set up at the very beginning of the movie. She actually saves, I don't remember where the bomb was going, but she saves the day by going subatomic, shrinking between particles to go and deactivate a bomb, but then she never returns because of her whatever.
Right.
Because her thingy doesn't work right.
Yeah, as always.
So she doesn't come back, so she is gone for the entire first part of like Ant-Man 1 and now this movie.
Well, yeah, she's
is
been
when
gone
they're-
since like the 80s.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, she's
So
been
they're
gone for a long ass time.
Yeah. So that's what this movie is about. They're going to try to save her.
That's right. That's Janet Van Dyne, played by Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Her second comic book movie.
Right, yeah, because she also plays Catwoman
Yeah.
in Batman. It's the second one. It's the one after 89. What is it called? It's got a name, though. What's it?
Beyond? No,
No,
not Beyond.
it's
That's-
Batman. Spooky Time. Spooky Time Batman with Penguin and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Batman 1992. Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. How
But
can I?
that one when he comes back.
That one where he's like, he went away for a little bit and then he arrives back at the place and everybody's like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah, Batman Beyond.
Yeah. Yeah, the one in the future.
Right.
What's the one where he's a ninja? You know what I'm talking about? A samurai Batman or whatever? I heard it's not very good, but
No, the art style is really cool.
I was really interested in the art.
I always switch it. Is it? I think it is Ninja. I think it's Batman Ninja.
Yeah, it might be Batman Ninja, but his like attire is very samurai. Yeah. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Batman, but we could. We'll just talk about comic books in general, but we are going to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp. So, if you had any intentions on watching it and have not seen it for whatever reason, we're going to spoil the rest of the movie from here on out. You start with a little flashback to Hope Van Dyne being a little girl, and Mommy and Daddy are going away on a
boring business trip.
boring ass business trip. It's gonna suck. But then Mommy never came back, because that's the bomb thing that you were talking about.
I was talking about.
It's revealed later in the movie that that's what happened, but yeah, that's what happened. Set the scene for us, Dave. We got Hope, and we got fucking Hank Pym, Hope Van Dyne, and they are in the lab. They're working, and Hank's like, listen
I'm
to
listening.
me. I think your mom might be alive. And we're going to boot up the Quantuminator or whatever, and we're going to see. And then it just cuts to what Paul Rudd's been up to. Old Scotty Lang. And he's been on house arrest.
House arrest.
I'm glad that they threw that in, because he's like, he is not a superpowered individual.
Right. He gets his powers from the suit.
Right. Yeah, he's also not a genius engineer. I mean, he's very, very smart.
Right. He is
he's a good tech guy.
He's got a bachelor in engineering.
Yeah, there you go.
But
yeah, but his fucking, he can't, he's no Hank Pym, he's no Tony Stark.
right.
You know what I'm
He's
saying?
not that next level genius.
Right. He's just a smart guy. And it's fun to see, like, how human he is compared to the other characters.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And just how dumb he kind of seems, even though how intelligent he is.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's very happy-go-lucky. He's a fun,
Right.
he's a fun character. I wonder how much of that is. I never read maybe one comic book issue that had Scott Lang Ant-Man in it, so I don't know like how that him playing that character
How
actually
that storyline went in the comics.
how much of that's true.
Yeah.
But man, it's a charming little bit. He's having a good time with his daughter, and Louise is there. They're going over a proposal because they've got that security company now, and that's just an
Ex-cons.
ex-con security. Yeah, it's a good name. But it's like X, like X gonna give it to you, one of those, that kind of X. So it's a nice little slice of life when you see them, and like the mom comes and picks him up. Even Bobby Cannavale gets in there and gives him a hug, because
Right.
they're so proud of him. He's doing great. He's not broken his house arrest or whatever. And essentially, he fucking wakes up in the middle of the night and he calls fucking Hope and them because he had a weird dream.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I had this weird dream. Sorry. Actually, now that I'm saying this out loud, I sound like a lunatic. So I'm going to go. Sorry I contacted you. Sorry about a lot of things. Breaks the phone. and just fucking goes to bed.
Right, because he's not even supposed to be in contact with them because of what happened in the previous movie.
So wait though, does he go to bed or does he go downstairs to like eat cereal and watch a movie?
I think that's when he's watching some movies and stuff.
He definitely gets tranked sitting in his house by Hope and an ant or whatever. It's very funny when he's like just the way he like passes out on the table and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, good stuff. Good pantomime. What'd you think of the? So Hope essentially kidnaps him, but they take off his ankle bracelet and put it on an ant.
On an ant that does what he does.
Yeah, just puts it on his schedule. She's like, 2 hours a day in the bathroom, whatever that's about. What'd you think of the ant?
And then it showed later on that he's just taking bubble baths and
Oh,
using
yeah.
his like long stick loofah.
Just eating his houseplants and shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's good.
No, I thought all that was really good. I really liked the Scott under house arrest whenever Cassie was over and they did the heist with Louise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they I mean it'd be awesome to do, but they made like this elaborate box for it. Like,
Oh.
have you ever made anything like
No.
nowhere close?
No,
It's-
not even remotely close.
But he is an engineer, so he engineered this crazy box fort throughout their house that had a escape slide that went down the stairs, and it all was for the world's best grandma trophy.
That's right. Yep. The world's best grandma trophy. That's a good bit. I think because I've seen this 2 or 3 times, it's kind of
Yeah.
lost some of its luster.
Especially because they call back in the film a couple times
Yeah,
to that joke.
man,
so if you
that's
watch it a couple
that's
times,
a fucking good joke.
yeah,
That's a good joke. So he's like, "Oh my god, why'd you hijack me? I'm still in a bathrobe. There's an ant playing drums at my house or whatever." And they're like, "Listen, here's the deal. We got to go find Mama/Janet in the quantum realm." And he's like, "Well, that's crazy." She's like, "You called about your dream." He's like, "It's a dream though, But it was like visions from their old house or whatever.
right. Yeah, he describes it as if he was Janet. He was describing, playing hide and seek with a little girl, but he didn't know what Hope looked like. So once he was more specific with what she was wearing and where she hid,
Mm-hmm.
then they clicked to them that it was actually Janet's memories.
Right. And she's like, so like we opened a gate to the quantum realm and 5 minutes later you called.
Can't be coincidence.
Can't be. Because then it wouldn't be in a movie. It would just be regular life.
Yeah, because then this wouldn't be the part that wasn't in the movie that you wasn't watching.
So they're going to get Janet. That's the game plan.
That's the game plan.
And they need something to proceed.
They're working on. They have actually there was a little like on the fun facts I was reading. They said quantum 22 times in this movie.
I could see that.
Yeah, and it's easy because they even make fun of it or poke fun at in the movie.
Yeah, he's like, "Do you guys just put quantum in front of everything?"
Yeah, just whatever you want to say, just put quantum in front of it.
Right.
It makes sense now.
Look, man, if somebody says to me, "Oh, it's one of the properties of entanglement," I'm immediately in my mind being like, "You're talking about quantum entanglement," and I don't know anything about that.
Right, and let me point
Let-
you
let
to
me-
somebody who doesn't know.
Yeah, let me Google that real quick and give me 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, I thought, when you said entangled in that part where Scott was describing his memories, Hank's like, "Yeah, you're describing an entanglement." He's like, "I wouldn't do that with your wife."
Hank, I respect you.
I
That's
respect
funny.
you.
I like there's a couple of
Respect
points
you
where
too much.
he's like, "Oh, it's phase shifting or whatever," and he's like, "Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was thinking."
Right.
Just very, very obviously has no fucking idea what they're talking about. Anyway, what are they doing now? They got to go get a thing. All right, I don't remember what the thing is.
Yeah, they gotta. Well, they turned it. Yeah, they turned it on. It only was on for 5 minutes because it broke. The quantum door thing. I don't
Yeah.
remember what they called it, but the
Quantum
door to
tunnel.
the tunnel to the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
It broke, so now they're going back to their black market dealer for some of that good.
And what's the where do they go for the? What are they getting?
I don't remember them ever saying what the component is, but it's a quantum component. Yeah, it's just that big disc thing. That's the thing she sticks into and it turns it. It's like the key.
It's just a fetch quest.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we got to get the thing. So they go to get the thing, and the guy that's got the thing that they want to get is played by Walton Goggins, who is probably my favorite character actor in anything.
Of all time?
Yeah, maybe, man.
Oh,
He's so
damn.
funny. Like, he's so funny, and just like, he seems like he'd be a hoot
he's
to
good
be
in
around.
this.
Yeah. So he's they're making the drop or whatever, and he's like, "Hey, listen, Hope, I know your real name and shit, and I want to be your friend. You know, I want to like you're fucking with quantum energy. That shit's the
I
future.
know what this tech is for.
Yeah,
so
I want in on it, baby.
give me that.
And then she just whips everybody's ass.
And she's like, no, just do the deal. That's the deal.
It's cool because like if you watch Ant-Man fight a bunch of guys, it just looks like a guy fighting a bunch of guys. And then, like, he's just punching them all in the face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's his move. He shrinks and gets big, but he's just essentially punching everybody in the face. Maybe he does a kick. But then you see Hope gets her fucking yellow jacket suit on, and it's just fucking, like, clearing the room, beating everybody's motherfucking ass.
Got those sweet wings.
Yeah,
Use
wings.
those wings as weapons.
Little phasers.
Blasters, yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It's weird that Ant-Man still doesn't have that stuff. I bet he doesn't have it in Quantumania either.
Yeah.
After Ant-Man 2, I'd be like,
but
I know it's not your look to have wings or blasters. Give him blasters at least. A little power. Pew pew.
But maybe Hank made all that stuff for, like, safety precautions for Hope. Like, since he was making the suit.
That could be true. She's
Janet.
Clearly way more badass than he is.
Oh, yeah, as far as being trained. I forget what they said in the first movie of what she was trained in, but yeah.
Like everything.
Yeah.
I think she's just like a
hand-to-hand badass.
Hand-to-hand fucking pound for pound fucking kick you in the teeth. Yeah, it's a cool, I really like the fight choreography in this bit. The bits with the chandelier, all the shrinky, growy stuff looks cool. And then you see Ghost walk through a wall. And that looks great to me. That's a great effect. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought everything that they did with Ghost was really cool with how they... Yeah, it's not... I mean, her name is Ghost, or that's what they ended up calling her, but it's not like she's just walking through walls like a ghost.
No.
She has, like, different... Like, I don't even know. Like, it's almost like a...
She's one of the...
Like the after image of different...
Yeah.
Like, versions of herself doing different things, but only for a split second.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just her quantum phasing or whatever it is. But it's a cool fucking look. I didn't mind especially with like weird niche characters like this. Like if you want to take them and gender swap them or, you know, change their ethnicity or whatever, I say fucking go for it, man. I thought this gal was great as Ghost. What was her name? Nina.
Oh, her.
Yeah, Nina something.
Her real life name, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I couldn't pronounce it. That's why I didn't write it down. But I did see that, I guess spoilers for the movie, she said she would be open to reprise the role.
Yeah, she's going to.
Was it official?
Yeah,
for Thunderbolts?
They're doing Thunderbolts, yeah.
But was she in it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, pretty sure. So yeah, that'll be cool. I think Ghost in the games is like a very thin, scrawny dude.
Yeah.
And he's more of a... You'd be more likely to see him in like Iron Man's gallery.
Yeah.
Of villains or whatever. Big time corporate espionage character rather than actual hand-to-hand ass-beating machine. But, you know, if you're going to fight somebody, intangibility, pretty high up there as far as OP powers.
Yeah, I was wondering why they would have recasted or changed that role. I wonder if it was just, like, if that actress stood out, or if they casted specifically for a woman, since she was going
Dude,
against Wasp.
you gotta
Or
like if somebody dumped that whole project in my lap, I'd be like, we're definitely gender swapping some of these characters.
yeah,
Because if you go by like read the source material, they're all dudes. 100% of them are dudes
yeah, until
for the
recently,
longest
yeah.
fucking time. Yeah. And the characters that aren't dudes like don't ever have a storyline. They're just kind of in the background.
yeah,
Yeah, just yeah, you would have to gender swap some characters. This is a really good one. The actress they got to play her, let me pull her name back up here. But she was really good, man. I really, really liked her. I thought she was
yeah. I thought
had
she
a good
did well,
performance.
too, yeah,
That's Hannah John Kamen.
yeah, because she's
Hannah John Kamen. I don't know what I just said, but Hannah.
What were the words that I just spoke?
I don't know, man. Sometimes it just my mouth goes faster than brain do, you know. Yeah. So anyway, they're having a fight, and there's a ghost, and Hank's like, "Get out of there!" And he gives Scott his spare Ant-Man suit with the fucking regulator. That's
Right, it's still a work in progress.
right. So he suits up, and goes in there, and they double team Ghost and get their asses beat, and all their shit gets stolen, and Ghost steals the fucking shrinky building.
Yeah, I thought that was a really interesting part of the movie of how, like, they're on the run, so they can't go to their normal house or anything.
Right.
So he has a skyscraper essentially. It's probably what
It's
10
just
floors.
looks like luggage, yeah.
Yeah, but it just shrinks down to be
Yeah,
luggage.
It's just a large commercial building.
Right.
Yeah, and he has his lab in there, and it looks fucking awesome.
And anywhere you got a block, pop that up, or even if you don't, it'll just demolish whatever is in the way.
Right. Well, because I'm sure it all runs off fucking generators and shit. You know what I mean? Or it runs off the PIM particle.
Right. Yeah.
Some sort of crazy shit. Towards the end of the movie, I mean, I'm jumping way ahead here, obviously, but at the end of the movie, they're like harvesting a quantum energy thing when Scott gets stuck in the.
Oh, at the post-credit scene?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The very end of the movie. You know what I'm
I
talking
don't
about.
know. The end of the end of the end of the movie.
Yeah, the end of the end. Not the post credit, but
Yeah.
just right before that.
But what about that?
I'm saying that's what they're doing. They're harvesting like some sort of weird quantum energy, fucking whatever. So I'm sure that's going to come back into play.
But what for? Who knows?
I fucking don't know. Hey, let's do our famous segment of the show, rampant speculation. What do you think the hook is gonna? What's the thing? Because there's a thing. There's always a thing. A scepter, a cube, a stone, a fucking an office
MacGuffin?
building. Yeah, what's the MacGuffin in Quantumania?
You think what are they gonna be looking for?
Yeah, there's a thing.
I haven't really seen. I've been very good with not seeing really anything other than screenshots, like just swiping past a thumbnail on YouTube or something. But I haven't seen a lick of the trailer, nothing.
Oh man!
So my guess would probably be pretty bad. Yeah, I really don't know what they're gonna tie it into.
I don't know, man. The one thing I saw it one place, and this guy explained it very eloquently, and I retained zero of that information. But he was like, it could be the 10 rings. And then he had an explanation as to why it could have something to do with the 10 rings. And I was like,
behind like everything in the MCU so
that's
far.
true. And like even in the Miss Marvel series, she's like a half alien djinn or whatever. That bangle that she's got, that's got to have something to do with the 10 rings. That thing, they're so similar. They're also jewelry. Come on.
Come on.
You know what I mean? Yeah, just fucking. I am really curious to see what else, because there's something magic.
Well, the 10 rings kidnapped Tony.
Oh, that's true. That's just the criminal organization. I'm talking about the, like, Shang-Chi.
Oh, the actual weapon?
The actual 10 rings. Yeah. Not the mafia or whatever.
I get what you're saying, yeah.
The mafia organization is like, for anybody that starts researching the 10 rings, they'd be like, oh, well, it was a mythical thing, and now there's this, gang named after him or terrorist group or whatever. So I think it's just the whole fact that any of that exists is just a misdirection.
Mm.
But I don't know. I'm excited to see what it is, because if they got into the quantum realm, they would just leave with science if they could, but they can't. So there's going to have to be something, and I suspect it will be magical, not scientific.
Did you see the post-credit scene that they took out of this movie in the quantum realm?
Oh, I guess not.
Well, they're in the movie still. It's like you have to pause the frame or whatever, but there is a city in the quantum realm.
Oh, yeah, I have seen that.
But then there's the deleted scene of where, I forget, they ask them, there's a person or a being in the quantum realm that asks them to state their business or something, and then they say what they were for.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't remember what it was, but there was, like another living thing in the quantum realm.
Ooh, okay.
To where they said that there is civilizations and like something about cultures beyond belief or something, to where it makes you think that there's another universe essentially of civilizations and
Inside the quantum realm.
Right.
That's fucking cool.
And they actually, in the beginning, whenever Ant-Man was watching those movies, he was watching one part of Animal House where the guy was saying, he was talking about the quantum realm, or I forget what version he uses, but
yeah,
he says how there could be a universe in my fingertip or in my fingernail or something. Like that.
Yeah. And the guy that he's talking to is Donald Sutherland in that movie. We've come full circle. See episode 1 of this podcast. Nice. I'm glad you brought that up, because I thought about it while I was watching it. I was like, oh shit, there's Donald Sutherland in fucking Animal House. Cool. And I just forgot about it, though.
Full circle.
I didn't write it down. Yeah, nice one. Where was I, Dave, in the breakdown?
Ghosts just kicked their asses and got the building, and Hank's all pissed. And now they have to find a way to track the lab.
Right, but they don't know what to do. It's a long shot. They're going to go see Morpheus.
Let's go check on old pal.
Yeah, old pal Morpheus.
So they put on their disguises.
Yeah, which are just sunglasses and baseball hats. I thought this was really funny because Paul Rudd's, or Scott, he's like, this isn't a disguise. We're going to get made. And he's like, no, we're wearing disguises. He's like, this isn't disguise. This is just us going to a baseball game.
Right.
But it's really funny because in like the Avengers movies, that's what, like Captain America,
right? Yeah,
who's enormous, muscly dude whose face is fucking plastered all over everything. Just fucking nope. Green jacket, baseball cap, sunglasses. Nobody will know who I am. It's very funny.
Yeah, and it's funny that they called it out.
Yeah. This isn't a disguise. It's us going to a baseball game. That's silly. So they get in there and they're talking to Morpheus, and they're like, Morpheus, listen. There's a problem with the Matrix. We need you to help us track it down. And he's like, take this red pill and adjust the...
Or the blue one.
Or the blue pill. But either way, you're going to have to reconfigure the fucking... a thing on your Ant-Man suit. And he's like, okay. They get in the car. They're leaving because the cops are coming. By the way, I love Randall Park in this as the... is he a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent? Yeah, he's S.H.I.E.L.D.
FBI?
Is he FBI? I thought he was S.H.I.E.L.D.
I don't think S.H.I.E.L.D.'s in this.
He's S.H.I.E.L.D. in the WandaVision.
I think in this he's FBI.
Okay, well, he might be FBI in this.
No, yeah, he's for sure S.H.I.E.L.D. in WandaVision. I wonder... Yeah, they would have had to call him S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm sure.
That's true, because the Paul Rudd's ex-wife is like, so what does it stand for anyway? Forever bothering individuals?
Right, yeah.
That's very funny.
Yep, and that's how you remember.
Yeah, forever bothering individuals. I like it. Anyway, he's coming up to the school, but he's got a lot of delightful little parts in here, and him and Paul Rudd have great on-screen like chemistry together. Like they're very funny together.
Yeah.
So they get back in the car, and Paul Rudd's like, "Hey, was he right? Can we track the thing with the thing?" And fucking Hank's
maybe,
like,
but we don't have one of the suits that has it.
Yeah, I did away with it in the new suits. Yeah,
are upgraded.
And then he's like, "Oh, so he's saying if you had an old suit, you could track it,
but we don't."
Yeah, right. Well, because Paul Rudd had already told him, he's like, tell me you destroyed the old suit, and he's like, yeah, I destroyed the old suit. He's like, Scott, you fucking idiot! That was my life's work. Then later he's like, yeah, I still have the suit. I didn't destroy it. He's like, you fucking idiot. How could you not destroy the suit? He's like, it was your life's work. They have good funny back and forth.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Like they did a really good job of painting Hank Pym as like kind of a misogynistic prick.
Yeah.
Because he kind of is.
Well, he, like in the first one, I feel like they did it really well to where he kind of has that brain imbalance because of using the suit.
Yeah, well, there's a fucking, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm not thinking about something else, I believe there's a comic run where he hits Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he just like spousal abuse or whatever. Yep. So
yeah, that was one of the main reasons why the MCU went with Scott Lang's version
instead of Hank Pym, but still had Hank Pym in it because it makes for good storytelling the way it comes through. But yeah, I can see that you not wanting that to be your main guy,
or wondering like, oh, are they gonna write it in this one?
So, you know what? I think at this point, would it be easier just to sprint through the rest of it and we can talk about the stuff that we like?
Yeah, I don't know. It's on you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Because we've been doing a mixture.
So let's see. All right, where we're at. They're going to get the thing. They get the thing. They track the building. They go to get the building, and they're gonna heist it from Ghost, and they're outsmarted. And Ghost gets the drop on them, but then there's ants, and they get the drop on her, and then they get their building back, and then they leave, and then
we find out Ghost's dilemma.
Yeah, her like backstory or whatever is essentially Hank Pym fired and discredited her father as a scientist because, again, he's a fucking asshole. And he did a dangerous experiment and it exploded and killed him and his wife and caused his daughter to have this quantum phasing or whatever they're calling it.
Yeah,
intangibility. Bitch can walk through walls.
Yeah, she said it's like her cells getting ripped apart and sewn back together. But then Lawrence Fishburne says that she's got her regeneration or whatever is not working right, so she's got like 2 weeks to live.
That's fucking crazy, man. Yeah, so they're having a tussle there, and essentially here's what happens is they're trying to get the lab so they can have the lab in one fucking place and
use the component that they got.
The machine. To fix the machine to go get Janet.
To get that bitch.
That's the end run. And eventually they do. So Ghost's end run is that she needs a different component from that thing for this like box to cure her.
Yeah, they need more quantum energy.
Yeah, that's what they need for that.
And they think that they can harness it from Janet. So that's their end goal is to harness quantum energy
from Janet as she's coming back. So they're trying to kill Janet, and Hank's trying to bring Janet back, and Scott and Hope are trying not to die. And
Scott's just trying to be home. He's just trying he's under house arrest. He's trying to not get busted because he's got like a couple days left.
I'm not even supposed to be here, you guys. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's on the very last like week or couple days. Like it goes up until the very end of him getting his bracelet off.
Oh yeah, it's like the last scene.
Crucial moment of his house arrest to where,
or he's going to prison for
20 more years.
I like Randall Park's analogy at the beginning when she's like, the little girl's like, leave my dad alone. And he's like, hey, look, I just am enforcing the rules. You know how when you go to school, you can't draw on the walls? They have rules. And she's like, well, yeah. She's like, well, your daddy went to Germany and drew all over the walls with Captain America. And he's like, wow, you're really great with kids. Thanks, I'm a youth pastor. It's fucking so silly, man.
And that's when you get the close-up magic.
Oh, yes.
Gotta entertain kids.
I'm fucking loving it. And then, so towards the end of the film, essentially what happens is they are able to retrieve Janet after a bunch of stuff, and some of it we're going to come back and talk about. They're able to get Janet back, and Janet goes over to Ghost, and she, like, touches her temple, and you see, like, it glows or whatever, and then all of a sudden she's stable. So I wonder if now it's a thing where she has control of it, or if she is cured and can't do it anymore, like the phasing thing.
I would think she would be able to control it, because it seemed like she can control it. It just is killing her.
Yeah, the suit helps her control it a bit.
Yeah.
But,
that was another thing they changed, because I think in the comics, Ghost was 100% suit. He was more like Ant-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. where this one, yeah, it either I'm not sure what the suit does. If it stabilized her or gave her like more energy so she could survive,
She said,
or just look badass.
she said, he's like, oh, you don't you do that all the time, and she's like, or he's like, oh, you just do that whenever you want. And she's like, no, I do it all the time. The suit helps me control it. So whatever that means.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., in which they have Quake is in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and that's part of her power is she can't control it, so she has to wear these bracers that control it because it just breaks her arms every time it happens.
Damn.
Right, right, it's super shitty. Yeah, to just shatter your fucking tibia and fibia every time. Wait, are these two the tibia and fibia?
I think so.
No, it's the radius and ulna, isn't it?
I don't know, dog.
I don't know. Arms, what are they? You know, write me at itsjustamovies@gmail.com. Tell me all about your bones, I guess. Don't send me, no, not that thing.
Send him all your bones. You know what he wants.
Yeah, if you like smoking for like bone marrow or whatever, yeah, I'll check that out. That sounds cool. So that's essentially what happens with the movie. Everybody has a happy resolution. Post credit, fucking Ant-Man goes into the quantum realm to harvest quantum sauce.
Quantum sauce.
And then the snap happens, and
then it cuts to the van because
Hope,
they got
Janet, and Hank all just fucking disintegrate.
Gone.
So he's stuck.
Dusted. A different dust.
Dusted and
than
busted.
Infinity War, though.
Oh, yeah. Is it?
Like, the CGI just didn't seem the same.
Oh, gotcha.
No, it's the same.
It seemed more like
the same event.
Ashen. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely the same thing, though.
They were told the same concept, but just delivered just a little different.
Yeah. That's all right. I'm going to grab a beer real quick. All right, Dave. So were there... I mean, like, obviously, I just glazed over like an hour and 15 minutes of movie. What in there did you have any parts that you were like, oh man, this is fucking dynamite?
One part that I really liked was the truth serum scene.
I did like that.
Yeah, that's not a part that is really prevalent to the story or anything.
Yeah.
Or should I say not truth serum?
I like the way at the end of the movie the guy's like, oh, it is truth serum.
Right, he comes
you know
to
what
the
I mean?
conclusion.
Yeah.
He's like, shit.
Yeah.
I guess if it does walk like a duck and fucking quack like a duck.
Yeah. Well, because he's just...
What better way to fucking describe it than call
He's
it a
on
duck?
it. He's just being honest. He's like,
yeah.
It is truth serum, you guys.
Just being fucking true to himself.
The truth serum bit, it's great. I like the way, like, Louise and those guys, they actually seem kind of pumped about it.
Yeah.
They're like, oh no, don't.
It's like, oh, you got them started, now you got to let them finish.
Yeah, you put a dime in, you got to let the whole song play out. I also love, I fucking love David Dastmalchian. He's just a weird character actor, but he's the Russian guy in that trio.
He played Polka Dot.
Yeah. Yeah,
I forget his name.
Yeah, in
the new Suicide Squad.
Oh hell yeah! No, he's great.
Yeah, it was really good in that.
It was just the polka dot. Fucking hilarious, man. Pretty good actor, man.
Yeah,
a lot of range.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah, I love. He's like
boogeyman.
He looks at the old man. He looks at Hank and he's like, "You know Baba Yaga." Baba Yaga is a fun. Like a Russian witch in a flying cauldron that eats children. She lives in a house that walks on two legs like a chicken.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, it's a great story. Cool story, bro. Actually, I listen to a educational podcast from time to time called Stuff to Blow Your Mind, and they have an episode that covers Baba Yaga.
Nice.
They cover it for like an hour, I think 2 episodes.
Damn.
And it's pretty extensive, like stuff I didn't know about. You know, I love monsters and myths and stuff. Shit's cool.
Yeah, it's cool to see where a lot of the storytelling or like movies with monsters and stuff, you see they all have very similar monsters, but it's all because they come from folklore.
Yeah,
it's
the
not
same
because
shit.
one person's ripping off another movie maker. You know, they're all ripping off the folklore.
Right? Yeah, that's exactly right too. Man, I really enjoy that stuff. I like any of the scenes with those guys in it. Like even when Louise is like, "Oh, Mr. Pym, it's great you come back here in your time of need." Louise is very funny. He's super charming to just have a chat with anytime anybody's on screen. Yeah. When he's he's in the car in the van with Hope, and he's like, I like that new suit. She's like, oh, thanks.
Oh, yeah, I love that
he's
part.
like, he's like, I like Scotty's suit too. You know, it's cool, man. Well, I wish I had a suit.
Yeah, I gotta give him
You know,
one of
even
them.
with just like minimal powers, even no powers, just a suit.
I feel like that could be them teasing him getting a suit.
That man, I would love that.
I feel
would
like
love
everybody would love that,
I wonder if they would bring him,
even if it had no powers.
I wonder if they would bring him back as Goliath, where just like Ant-Man can't get big anymore, he just gets small, but Louise gets big. That'd be fucking awesome.
Or like, yeah, they'd have similar sets, but they could optimize his suit to go big.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, because Scott can only go big, but then it tires him out super fast.
Oh yeah, he's like, well, because when he's talking to Morpheus about it, I'm saying Morpheus. I know it's Lawrence Fishburne, but I can't remember the doctor's name from in the.
Oh, Bill Foster.
Bill Foster.
He was another Dr. Foster. That's why it stood out to me. I was like, wait, are they related?
To Dr. Foster's?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jane.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, so the when he's talking to him, he's like, man, I heard you got huge in Germany. He's like, oh yeah, it was exhausted. He's like, I bet it was tired. Bet it wore you out getting that big for that, holding it for that long. He's like, I slept for 3 full days. And he's like, oh man, he's like, how did you know that? And he's like, well, I used to be Hank's partner, so we had Project Goliath, and I'm not trying to brag. How big did he get? 15 feet?
I think 25 feet.
25 feet, yeah. And then he's
then-
like, how big did you get? He's like, 65 feet. No big deal. He's like, wow, really? It's just funny because they're like, I don't know, they're just like trading war stories about how many people
And then Hope calls him out.
alive or dead can be like, yeah, I got that tall for a little bit and then shrunk back down.
Right, no.
2? Is the only 2 people on the planet that know
Right.
about that?
And then Hope calls him out. He's like, if you guys are going to stop comparing sizes,
Right.
we have
Right.
shit to do.
Right. Yeah, man, good stuff with that. All the character stuff.
Yeah, there was a little Easter egg on Lawrence Fishburne's office whiteboard. He had Matrix wrote on it.
Ah, nice.
There's just a bunch of scribbles and shit on it.
Just a bunch
but-
of bullshit.
Yeah, but then
and the word
somebody's
Matrix.
like, ooh, I'm going to put that on there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I'll say a couple times in this movie, they hinted at Cassie wanting to be Scott's partner.
Right.
Or wanting, I forget what she said specifically, but she
I
said,
can't believe you
like,
ain't
she
seen nothing
wanted-
from Quantumania.
Mm-mm. I've seen a couple Kang, like, just screenshots of, like, what he's gonna look like. I did see one hilarious one of MODOK. I doubt that's what he looks like.
God, I hope so.
But they...
I hope he looks stupid as fuck, dude.
Yeah.
He's always been stupid as fuck looking. Some of the coolest designs for MODOK ever still look stupid. Because he's just a big head with tiny arms and legs.
Yeah.
He looks silly.
Did you ever see MODOK, the TV show?
Yeah, I watched all of it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I just put that on the other night. It was cracking me up.
Well, yeah, that's
I was
that's
like-
what I thought. I was like, man, if you're into, like, if you've ever read any MODOK storylines, I even think there's a video game that has a main MODOK storyline. It might be one of the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games where MODOK is one of the main bad guys. Anyway, if you've ever seen any iteration of MODOK ever, he's hilariously stupid and not that scary, but he's clever at devising a plan. He makes fucking cool tech, and then his company that he has, AIM or whatever, that handles all his dirty work, they have some cool toys and shit. But other than that, man, he's just a big dumbass floating fucking head, and I hate him. And I'm really glad he's in this movie, and I hope he looks stupid as fuck. I hope they just go full send with it. They just go like, well, look at the source material. What do the people want?
What
Well, they
the
want
fuck
him to
do you
look
want?
stupid.
You just want a normal guy?
No, I don't.
You
If
just want
he's
us
a
to get
normal guy,
Kingpin?
he's a normal guy, I'm getting up and walking out of the theater. If he's
Just
just
go
a
ask
normal
for your
ass
money
dude.
back.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually came to see MODOK, and this is just a normal man. No, thank you.
Yeah, whenever I was looking up stuff for this movie, I didn't realize this one's called Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumanium. I just thought it was Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man Quantumania?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
Yeah. And then I also seen Can't Spell Quantumania without
Ant-Man.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's cool. They could have done something like that, just like Quantum Mania, but make Ant-Man like different
stand
colors
out
or,
in it,
or
yeah.
in a mirror or something. You know what I mean? Graphic design, you guys got it.
You can do it.
Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, but having a blast with this though, it makes me so curious. I think it's because I like Paul Rudd as just a main character to follow around. He's funny. He's like not too smart. He's not ahead of the curve. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just kind of average Joe picking it up as he goes, just like everybody else. So he's more relatable. Loves his kid. Okay, great. Wasn't a great husband, I guess. You know, not a nobody's perfect. And he wants to do better, but also the reason he got locked up in the first place is because he saw something terrible happening, and he went, "Fuck these people." Gotta respect that. Even
Right.
Baskin Robbins respects the kid. You know what I mean? But they gotta let you go because Baskin Robbins always finds out. He's a fun character, and I like spending time with him, figuring out whatever problem it is he's currently got going on. I would like to see more of the. I would like to see more of the like sharp in charge Scott Lang that broke into Hank Pym's house in Ant-Man 1 though.
Yeah.
He was very clever cracking that safe. All the other shit he did, very, very clever.
Yeah, and that they made him, see him more of like the mastermind.
Absolutely more capable. He seems like he's just kind of getting by in this movie and does a couple like clever-ish things.
Yeah.
Like when he falls into the water and then he gets big and he gets the building at the end of the thing or whatever.
I thought it was clever writing how, like, when they first break into where they track the office building to, or like their suitcase building when they're going to retrieve it.
Yeah.
They go to like the ghost or Lawrence Fishburne's lab, and like they walk in and they get scared, but then they're like, "Oh, it's just the suit. It was just Ghost's suit standing there."
Yeah.
Then at the end of the movie,
They do it.
Yeah, Paul Rudd does it to where he's gigantic man, and then he just is just an empty suit
Randall Park's
standing up against the
Shrink
building.
yourself down. It's over.
Then the suit just kind of deflates.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's good shit, man. Good way to pick up on the trick, I guess. I guess they're just playing into him being more clever because he's doing the sleight of hand stuff and
Yeah.
misdirection and stuff like that.
Yeah, I did notice, like, whenever, I don't remember what montage, it was in a montage where it showed him kind of learning how to do the card trick, and he was watching YouTube, and it was Michael Carbonaro. Do you know him? Have you ever seen the Carbonaro effect?
I don't think so.
He's, it's kind of, I guess it's like a prank show, but he's like you'd probably
Street
enjoy it.
magician thing.
No, he usually works with like businesses and will set up like practical things to where you wouldn't expect him to be playing a joke on you, but he's doing it like as he's cashing you out or checking you out.
Yeah.
You know, like making something that clearly wouldn't be able to happen. Like one, he was like a waiter, and he had like one of those hoses for like I don't even know what you'd use it for, but like if somebody would throw up, like the camera would be at one angle to make it look like something spewing out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Or you can make it look like you're shooting something off your hand. But
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
yeah.
like the camera angle. He had one up his sleeve to where he jammed it into an orange as a waiter and was giving people fresh squeezed orange juice. But he was just filling up glass after glass with a single orange. He's like, "No, I can teach you how to do it." And was just trying to keep people on the hook. But no, he's pretty funny, and he's just, kind of just like a street magician type thing.
Nice,
But he's
nice.
entertaining. He's got a show. It's been on for a few seasons. It's pretty old, though, probably.
I wonder if there's a version of that I could make as a TV show where you just walk up to people on the street and give them spaghetti and call it the carbonara effect instead of whatever his name was.
Carbonara.
Carbonara. Yeah, it's carbonara is the pasta, right?
I don't know.
A spaghetti carbonara? Carbonara? Boy, now that I'm trying to think of it, they all sound wrong. Anyway, moving on from our famous segment, Pasta Talk. Was there anything else you wanted to say about Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Ooh, I don't know. Let me give a little one, too. I really liked when they were driving the vehicles. Oh, the end car chase. We didn't talk about that at all.
That's a pretty sweet car chase, to be
that
honest with you.
it was that whole like ending. I guess it would be the climax scene or whatever. It was probably like 5 minutes just straight.
Oh
But
yeah,
it was sweet. The what they threw the Pez dispenser out the back of the van, but then made it large, so it was a huge Hello Kitty Pez dispenser knocking motorcyclists off. They had those bands that like just
I like the one where
zapped the stuff and shrank it.
the guy's on the motorcycle and Hope's got the band that shrinks shit or whatever, and she shrinks the guy's motorcycle. That was fucking cool.
Yeah, it's
Because then
sweet.
you the
then they
there's
turn
like a
and
tiny motorcycle.
that's when you get the Stan Lee cameo. She actually
Oh.
shoots and shrinks his car.
Hey, he's like the '60s were wild, but I'm paying for it now. Good old
Trying to
Stan.
think of something else. Yeah, that whole scene was sweet.
I like the boat captain from the whale watching boat. It's like one of the guys from Tim and Eric or whatever. I know that's a thing that exists, but I've never seen it. I just know that guy is one of the guys from Tim and Eric. I don't know if he's Tim or Eric.
Did you notice in the flashback scenes they like how they de-aged Hank Pym and
Michelle Pfeiffer.
yeah,
Janet.
but then they did you notice in the lab scene with Lawrence Fishburne, like how he looked weird because they didn't de-age him. They actually used his son and did like they put Lawrence's Fishburne's face on his son instead of de-aging him. But to me, it kind of stood out. Like if you're not really paying attention, yeah, you kind of just glance over the scene.
Yeah.
But when you look at him, like Hank just looks so good because he looks like 20, like because it's only like a 15-year, 20-year difference or something.
Yeah.
To where Lawrence just looks completely different.
That de-aging shit looks good,
It
man.
looks really good.
Like that bit closer to like at the very beginning when Michelle Pfeiffer's talking to her daughter. Like she's like front center screen for a good minute and a half, and I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm like, I'm gonna find a huge problem with this.
Yeah.
And I couldn't. It looks great. It just looks like Michelle Pfeiffer 20 years ago. You know what I mean?
If you didn't know, you wouldn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you didn't know that she is older, or when you see her later, you could think that she had makeup on to look older.
She her hair looks worse. That's about it. Yeah. And it still looks good. I mean, she just looks like she's been in the quantum realm, but she's been moisturizing. You know what I'm saying? She looks good.
Yeah, it was sweet how, and it makes sense too how Hank's like van shrinks so he can just pick it up and put it in his pocket or whatever.
His little Hot Wheels.
But then he's got that Hot Wheels tire pack. He's just got 20 different vehicles in it. You can just pick,
one
choose
for every
what you
sitch,
want.
baby. One for every sitch.
And you go fast, or you need to break through walls.
Hell yeah! I thought it was weird that despite the deal with Audi, that the car Louise was driving was like a Hyundai.
Oh, I didn't notice.
I think it was a Hyundai.
But all the other throughout that movie.
You know what? I'm not sure. That was the only time I ever. That was the only time I ever noticed it, because in all the other movies, there's just Audis all over the place.
Oh yeah, I just never noticed. Yeah, I wonder.
A lot of Audis, boy. The car budget for that thing's got to be insane.
Yeah, I've noticed that with other movies, or even with like specific devices, like seeing only Samsung products in like a movie or something like that. I've noticed stuff like that, to where I do wonder if it's just like
just a brand deal. Can you give me 10?
Is it a brand deal, or what I always assumed is that Samsung or whoever the parent company is, everything else is a subsidiary, so they're just kind of marketing themselves, cross promoting.
Could be.
Probably a little both, a little everything.
Yeah, definitely could be a little from column A, column B. One thing I did want to mention, a lot of ant puns. Yeah.
I loved how he called his flying one Anthony.
Antonio Banderas. Because you're a badass. And then he got eaten. It's lucky he didn't get eaten.
Yeah.
Because he's
he just.
Yeah. Well, I guess you would just, hit
big,
the Ant-Man buttons and explode from inside of a bird. That'd be fucking awesome. Oh man, good shit.
Pretty insane.
I think that's everything I've got for Ant-Man, man. I think it's a pretty fun flick. Good stuff in it. compelling baddies, but it's weird that they're not working together sooner.
Yeah, I thought the way that the movie was structured was a little weird. The way that they did, Ghost and Lawrence's objective different than, I forget his name in the movie. What's the other baddie's name?
Walton Goggins?
Oh, that was in the movie.
Sonny?
Sonny, I think, yeah.
Is it Sonny?
Yeah.
That seems like that tracks, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if they needed more.
You know what I would like? I would like a spin-off TV series where it's just industrial dirtbags.
It's always Sunny.
From the MCU. So Sam Rockwell from Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2, Iron Man 2. Right? Is he in the second one with Ivan Vanko?
The second one, the box of scraps.
Yeah, yeah. It's fucking Sam Rockwell, fucking the guy I was just talking about,
Sonny.
Dragons. Yeah, Sonny, and who's another one? Not a superhero, just some fucking dickbag.
Artem Zola.
Oh no, he's a robot. Ooh, he could be in it though. Arnim Zola. Yeah, that'd be good. So Sonny, Arnim Zola, a fucking Sam Rockwell, and there's fucking one more really good one. Shit, I am at a loss. Damn, I had it too. I even said it in my head, and I was like, ooh, that's good. Don't know. Should have written it down.
That's a good one.
Yeah, write me at itsjustamovies@gmail.com if you think of the thing that I was thinking of just then. Let's go ahead and rate this thing, Dave. How many if you got all your 10 thumbs, if they're actually Hot Wheels?
Hot Wheels?
How many Hot Wheels thumbs?
How many wheels that are hot of thumbs?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was hard for me to rate this. I was thinking about this after I watched it.
I was too.
I was like,
because I did have fun with it, but I'm like, where does it rank on my?
Yeah, that's how I was.
Because I've seen so many of them now. I'm like, where's it at on my list though?
And I think I've been doing it pretty regularly to where I'll rank it 2 separate times. One is just like its own standalone movie or part of its series or like trilogy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then another one is a part of the entire MCU, like. Because some movies are way better if you've seen the rest of the MCU. Some of them, like this one, is just more of like a standalone to where you know, pick it out of the crop and you can watch it.
Mm-hmm.
So, as within the MCU, on a rewatch and stuff, I didn't really care for it too much. I didn't really feel like it built as much as it should have, honestly. That's why it kind of actually made me more excited for Quantumania, but hopefully I just don't get let down now.
That was it for me, man. It raised a lot of unanswered questions about the quantum realm and Quantumania that I want answered.
Right. And it pumped me up more for that. So, thumbs, Hot Wheel thumbs. Give it a solid, but not over the limit, 7.9.
Nice. Yeah, I was going to go 7.5 just because, yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll do 7.7.
I was going to say my MCU rating, though, would be 7.5. So I'm right on you with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7.9 is just a standalone part of the Ant-Man 2.
Yeah, and that's going to do it for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Ant-Man and the wet-ass pest.
Ant-Man and the Wop. There we go. People are loving that. They love a WAP, right?
Give those kids in their WAPs.
Oh, they're out there doing those WAPs again. But now we're going to go watch another movie about WAP, a wasp called Stung. Ooh. It's about wasps.
It's about someone who gets stung.
I'm not interested in doing Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I mean, if we run out of material and there's enough of these fucking Ant-Man movies, we might have to.
Fucking shrinking superheroes. We might get there.
We'll be back in a minute.
We're gonna get up in it, boy.
welcome back. No, wait, we're back. Well, you're
You never
welcome.
left.
You're welcoming us back. We just want to say that we feel welcome with you. We watched Stung, baby. See here, what do we got? Stung, not rated, 2015 horror comedy, 1 hour 30 minute. We watched it on Prime, gave it a rental. It's got a 5.1 out of 10 on IMDb, 56% on Rotten Tomatoes, 46 on Meta. 66% of Google users liked this movie. Initial release April 17, 2015, directed by Benjamin Diaz, distributed by IFC Films, and written by Adam Aristi. Stars Benjamin Diaz as firefighter. Okay, so I guess he shows up at the end. It does have Lance. Okay, so Lance Henriksen is in this. Jessica Cook, who I don't think I'm familiar with. And Clifton Collins Jr., who's a very famous that guy. And I love seeing Clifton Collins Jr. in a thing. He's popped up in several movies we've done. Florentine Lamy and Daniele Rizzo and David Masterson. I don't know. I'm not sure who most of these people are, to be totally frank with you. But what I can tell you is Dave, what did you think the story was?
The story of Stung?
Yeah.
That was my problem with the movie. There was no story. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, there was like there's enough of it, I think, to be a sci-fi daytime original release or whatever.
Yeah, it's just that there are killer wasps who did they go inside the person? When they sting you, they like burrow inside you.
Oh, they lay eggs in you. The part that's crazy is the incubation period, which is 6 minutes or what? It's like nothing. But yeah, that's what wasps. Parasitic wasps. That's what they do. Like for example, fig trees. Parasitic wasps inhabit fig trees, so they bore a hole in the fig and they lay their worm in there, and then it eats the fig or whatever, and then it's born.
Then it becomes a wasp.
And it becomes a wasper.
You whisper. So what's this movie about?
Yeah. Oh, you turned the tables on me just now. Is what you've done.
Sounded like you knew more.
It's okay. All right. I got some waspy info for you. This is about wasps.
What kind of wasp was it?
Man, they're the kind of wasps that
sting good.
They sting. They put eggs in you, and then
it's over from there.
Somewhere between 5 minutes and
it's whenever
6
convenient,
hours.
for really.
Yeah, whenever you've got time, no pressure. A giant wasp will burst out of your body.
Yeah,
and it will be bigger than the one that originally stung you.
Right, but it seems like it goes off the size of whatever organism the egg was put into. So like if it was put into a dog,
yeah.
If it was put into a dog, it's a dog size or a little bit bigger than a dog size wasp.
Yeah.
When they put it into a human, it's about a human sized wasp.
When they put it into a abnormal growth on a person, it just turns into its own separate thing. No, I get it.
I get it. It makes sense.
It tracks totally. This is ironclad. There's no holes in this anywhere. Yeah, so full spoilers for Stung from here on out. Dave, let's talk about it.
Stung.
What'd you think of... Okay, so this is from 2015. And I do want to talk a little bit about the production value for this.
What was the budget? Because it was used perfectly, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Because the CG was great. Like, even, 2015 is fairly recent, but it looks really good.
Budget, 2.5 mil. Ooh, gross worldwide, 71 thou.
And there was a lot of CG in this, too, because a lot of movies that are lower budget.
It looked good. Now, again, this is a rental on Prime. So... It was in the version that I rented was in HD.
Right.
I don't know if that's cleaned up from another version or whatever.
Too or something.
I
doubt it.
This doesn't read to me as a thing that should look as good as it does.
Right.
A bunch of it. Now that's not to say that all of it looks amazing. Some of it does look quite silly. But
I feel like a lot of like the way that
A
it was
lot-
shot and stuff, all of that was done really well too.
Yeah, just the way it's put together,
Yeah.
essentially. There's some cheesy stuff going on with the score for it.
That was probably one of the worst things about the movie, honestly. It's just a lot of the music during the movie, like the tones and stuff, I felt like worked well, but it was kind of just the music. Some of the music just didn't fit.
It was just like in the beginning, it was like, oh, this is like an American Pie road trip.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever. And then you're like, oh yeah, wasps.
Right, we forget Stung.
Giant wasps. Yeah, Stung. That's the movie we're watching. It's a weird way to get from thing A to thing B, I think, but it's got a who cares quality to it that just kind of works for the rest of the attitude of the film, I think.
For sure.
But I like this, man. Being totally honest with you, I thought this was pretty fun. I do want to talk about the cast. So your main two characters, I don't know what their names are. It's not important. Paul.
They called that guy Paul so many times.
Paul
I remember the main guy was
and-
Paul. Matt O'Leary is Paul.
And what was the girl's name?
It wasn't Paul. That's all I know. So your guess is as good as mine.
We're gonna go Pauline. So we got Paul and Pauline, and they're very will they won't they. You know, they're in the restaurant biz, and they're doing a catered event at a rich person's house. And he's like, whoa, he's having weird run-ins with the people that live there. And I like Clifton Collins Jr. when he comes up to Paul, and he's like, hey, man, this is for my personal selection. Put these on ice for me and don't give them out to nobody. And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, man. And he sneaks him a beer or whatever. It's really weird.
Yeah.
And the guy leaves. He's like, man, that was fucking strange as shit. The guy that plays Paul, I feel like he's coming in over the top when it starts, but he settles in at some point. And I was like, yeah, I like this guy.
Yeah, I'm surprised like he hasn't been in really anything else that has, made headway.
Let's see here. Did you check his fucking thing?
His filmography? No, I did not.
I will.
I do have it right here though. In my pocket.
Larry, what was his fucking name?
Fucking Larry. Where'd Larry come
Larry Paul.
Matt O'Leary. Actor, producer.
Oh, yeah, he's in some shit here. What's he got? Mom's got a date.
He's got credits.
Mom's got a date with a
He was
vampire.
in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Danny. Where the fuck were you on that?
Spy Kids 2.
He was Pax.
He's in Frailty?
Episode 5 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought you said you watched that.
I did watch it.
Skyscraper.
I just don't remember everything that ever happened to me.
Of the one guy who's Pax, who's probably just a guy in the background.
Oh, man, he's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it says that he was in Skyscraper, the movie with The Rock.
Or he's working.
He was Skinny Hacker. Yeah, he's got several credits like every year. Up until the pandemic. Dum-dum.
Okay. Yeah, cool, man.
I felt like all the actors were pretty well casted in their role. I feel like none of them were out of place.
Some of the writing's pretty cheesy.
Yeah.
As far as dialogue, it's a lot of paint by the numbers.
Yeah.
But the characters, the people on screen, they have a nice chemistry together. They all are
seems like it.
Likable or repulsive in their own respective way that you're supposed to find them. I like Clifton Collins Jr. as the kind of whipped mama's boy.
Yeah, he
has a drinking problem and a hunch, he has a hunchback. I don't know. Is there a more PC way to say that?
Is there another? No, I think that is what is the preferred nomenclature.
Yeah. So he has a hunchback, and but other than that, he pretty affable, relatively likable, little weird.
Yeah, it comes off as somebody who might be like immature, maybe, or just like not underdeveloped, but just like kind of like you're saying, mama's boy, just where you feel like they're a little more childish than they should be, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so they're at the wedding event.
Wedding
and-
event. That's
yeah.
not a wedding.
Is it a
No,
reception?
I liked how they did that throughout the beginning of the movie to where like you didn't know what they were doing. Like you said, they just kind of seemed like a cross country kind of vibe at first, but then it sets in to where you realize they're caterers, but you don't know the event or anything. And then you
Yeah.
finally figure out that it's at like a house, and I initially thought wedding, but then it was because their dad passed.
It was
just a party.
remembering. Yeah.
For
It's weird because there's like an older couple that walks up to the bar while he's bartending, and he's like, "Oh, are you the bride and groom?"
oh, I didn't notice that.
He makes and it's a joke, and I even thought to myself, I'm like, "That's a pretty good joke
Yeah.
for a guy working at a bar at a wedding thing, yeah, or any event like that."
Just like a party, yeah.
Yeah,
That's a go-to line. Yeah, I like how they had the will she, won't they get together with the two main guys,
Oh,
or the
yeah.
main guy and girl.
yeah,
And then whenever he's tending the bar, like the I guess the cougar of the party or whatever, comes up and kind of flirts with them.
yeah.
But she's like one of the first ones to go and just like gets when you kill those wasps, it's just like a snot ball. So she just gets it crushed on her face.
Dude, they're the
I thought that was
stickiest.
the funniest thing to do with like the cougar that you get for your film. You just have them smash like a snot ball on their head.
Just the snottiest wasps you've ever seen, man. Oh, it's like
No,
it's
I'm
like
getting
a,
ahead of myself.
like a water balloon full of Vaseline and water. Just fucking
Yeah, the practical effects and stuff. It was done well.
yeah. I thought they looked good.
I enjoyed this movie for sure.
I like the effects of the. All right, so there's a bit where people are standing at the party and they're all doing different stuff, and you can tell the CGI wasps are
Yeah.
painted in front and behind that person, and I didn't care for that because not everybody was on the same page.
Of how to
Like
react.
some people were freaking the fuck out, and some people were just kind of standing around in
Just kinda
shock and
chill.
awe. Yeah.
No, I felt like that was charming because I don't even know why I felt like that was charming. Just because some people were just so cool, calm, and collected. Like
Right.
everybody wasn't getting murdered, and
just
some people
standing
were like
around.
they were lit on fire.
Right. Which makes way more sense.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there was like 1,000 of these wasps coming out of that hole.
And they're huge. To be clear, by the time they've already come out of this hole,
Yeah, when they're normal
because
size,
one
they're
laid
still what,
eggs in that
fist size?
bumblebee. That's where it all started. One laid eggs in a bumblebee in that fucking intro bit.
Intro bit, but even the main one that laid the eggs was still a big wasp.
Oh yeah, big old wasps.
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 A wasp.
I can't do that. I can't do that bit.
You can't whistle.
I can't.
Can't
I
whistle when you
I-
talk.
No, I can't do it. Can't do it. I've tried and tried. So I fucking look. I'm loving the look. When they finally all get inside the house, it gets to be. It kind of has a little more serious, scarier tone with,
Yeah.
with a real sense of urgency. And even though it is still all kind of a little cheesy, it's fun to like. I feel like they're having fun making it because they are like their scares are pretty good, and the fucking the wasps look good. I don't know, man. It kind of comes together. Still cheesy. The writing's cheesy.
Yeah.
That's what makes it feel like a Sci-Fi Channel original. You know,
Really, I felt like it seemed higher produced than that.
Well, I
Maybe
I did too.
definitely
It's
get that with the writing.
yeah,
and
the
kinda,
story
the
tone of it.
cheesiness. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, I don't mind that though because I used to watch a shit ton of those.
I'm not too far up on those, or
Yeah.
like the Sharknadoes and that stuff.
Oh,
The cheesy ones.
I didn't. That was
After your time?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would watch stuff like this. Like, oh my god,
Yeah.
there's a giant radioactive.
Fill in the blank. And
Pick a
that's-
thing, stingray.
Yep, and science. Yeah, sci-fi
Yeah.
original.
Oh yeah, good.
Yeah, I really
stuff.
liked the stuff that they did inside the house, or like some of the stuff was weird though with how the Wasp used their arms. So like they're trying to get people in chokeholds and stuff. Or like the Wasp will punch through a door and then like grapple the person to the door.
Yeah, that is very true, man. That's fucking so silly.
Yeah, but
I like the way like they're like, hey, check out the stinger on this fucking thing. You know what I mean? And it does look pretty wicked in that bit where old boy gets it stuck in his shoulder and he's like, ah, pretty good, right?
yeah, it's a wicked stinger.
Pretty good bit. So the guy with the hunchback. All right. That was the next thing I want to talk about.
Here's the twist.
Here's the twist. Guy with the hunchback. His mom also got turned into a wasp, and she's the queen. But she was the queen anyway because she was like loaded, and she had Clifton Collins Jr. under her thumb, and he got to punch her as she was dying.
Yeah, and he loved it. He laughed. He's like,
and then he did laugh weird, didn't he? Oh man. So he's having a good time with that, and then she turns into a wasp. Later, his hunchback, just the hunch portion though, turns into its own little wasp monster. So now he has two heads, and that little wasp head is communicating with the queen,
who's then in
via
turn
essentially
controlling him.
his real mother and the queen, the actual mother of the colony or whatever. I don't know if wasps do colonies. Yeah, so she's mind controlling him, and he's, you know, doing other fucking heinous shit, which is a pretty good hook, I think. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, definitely added just enough because they needed. Because I feel like that worked better than making one of them like a hybrid, or you know, you just still needed a person with a face, kind of.
Yeah, that feels like a ripoff of The Fly. Any of that, where they're like, oh, half insect, half man thing. I'm like, that's from The Fly.
Yeah, I like how they did it, but to still keep a villain with a face, kind of. Because if not, then you would have gotten literally nothing off those wasps. They would have just came, killed, left, done.
Right, yeah. Oh,
which that's kind of what they did anyway, but at least you got to talk to a guy about it.
That's fucking, that shit is wild. So I like the way the wasp is like chasing them through the house, but it shoved its stinger right through the door, and then it shoved its arm through the door, but then also it couldn't get through that door still.
Yeah, it's just powerful enough to punch through it, break
just can't quite force it open.
Until it's convenient.
Right.
And then it will break through.
Right.
Or when they get into the basement and like
there's weapons everywhere.
Well,
they grab nothing. Lance Henriksen grabs a shovel.
Yeah, and that's like after the one guy is morphed with his hunchback fucking wasp companion.
Oh yeah, wasp head guy.
But the guy's like they won't get through the door because it's fire code or regulated or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's like the shittiest pane glass old basement windows.
They're big too.
It's not just like even normal household windows are probably going to be more sturdy than like everybody knows what I'm talking about. Like the littler but still decent size basement windows.
Yeah, just fucking.
No, it's a $3,000 door.
Right.
It's just, those wasps are getting in.
It's a wild fucking flick. And then so towards the end, essentially our two Paul and Pauline, they escape. And they have to drive a on fire wasp into a tree head on collision style in their food.
Yeah, that was a sweet milk box van.
Yeah, it was.
I don't even know what make or model that was, but it was a sweet van.
No, it looked like
I'll give you one of those.
It looked like a short bus that somebody just redesigned the front and back end of. It just had It just had the middle section of a short bus. Really, I don't know what else to say about it.
Maybe it's specific for catering. Maybe it's just like a catering van.
Yeah, I guess that could be. I guess you get a bunch of...
Because I've seen like newer ones that kind of look like that, but they're smaller.
So when they come out on the other end, they're finally like, oh man, they're gonna bang in the ambulance because it was traumatic. And
Will
the
they?
EMT
Won't
showed
they?
up,
Will
and
they?
They will.
Ooh.
And then while they're doing it, he pushes the door open, and he's like, oh my god. And there's a wasp the size of a cow. Dun dun dun. So it's just a bigger.
It's just a giant. But then, did you notice it also had like black and white spots to where
yeah.
like kind of like how the mom became the queen. Like maybe wasps don't have queens or whatever, but maybe since she had that control over the family, maybe she wasn't controlling all the wasps. Maybe she was just able to control like her family that became wasps.
Well, aren't there? I mean, there are already black and white wasps, right?
That sounds. I've seen. I don't know what it is. I've seen some shit that looks like that.
Fuck. I think
That's
it's
like a pretty vibrant white.
I think it's
and
a.
black.
I think it's a wasp. It might be some kind of hornet or something. I don't fucking
Right,
know.
that's what I'm saying. I don't
Either
know.
way, I normally will calmly walk away and not stick around and find out. Is my
If you got cow-sized wasps.
is my yeah yeah a cow-sized wasp. God, that would be fucking crazy, man. What else is it gonna eat? An elephant? That's like all of our megafauna. A giraffe?
What if it did like a whale or something? Is it still gonna be?
Oh shit! It would be Avatar.
Just goes to
The-
SeaWorld.
The way of water.
What makes a movie not get a rating?
What makes it not get rated?
Yeah, you said this was not rated.
I think if you don't pick a rating, distribution is somehow limited because they won't put it a lot of places.
So it's not that it wouldn't. So whoever like produced it chooses to not get it rated by whatever it is, whatever.
I think so. Now it could be wrong, but that is my understanding of it, which I did not research. That is just a thing I've heard in passing, so I don't know.
I've just never known. Like I just always known it was more of like the raunchy stuff, to where if we know it's gonna get an F, why even try? I guess if you're something, you know, maybe you got to pay to do it.
I mean, there was a time before streaming where a film being not rated just means that you expected higher aftermarket sales, like after the theatrical release, people to actually go buy the DVD. That was a pretty big deal. So it wasn't that tremendous of an investment. But you know, I don't know. The landscape for those things changes like everything else, I suppose.
Right, for sure. I feel like how the actors, kind of like what you were saying with how they just have fun. It just seemed like maybe everything wasn't scripted, to where like they're just kind of, you know, having fun with it, like you said. But like once the main guy got stung, or I guess maybe he didn't get stung because he didn't get eggs in him. Maybe he just got hit by the wasp. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But it just like freaks him out. But then he just has PTSD the whole rest of the movie, to where anytime there's any type of flutter of a wing, he just like he's back in Nam and the fucking choppers are fucking coming over. He just like, hit the deck, they're coming for us.
Get down.
And then the old guy that comes in later, I think he was actually in Nam, wasn't he? He said something like that.
Oh, yeah, Lance Henriksen comes in, he's like, no, he's the mayor.
Yeah.
Is what he is, yeah. And he's having a bit of fun, too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody just seems like they're having a nice time. They might not be the best actors in the world, but they are having fun making this movie.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have to act too much. I mean, yeah, you're acting scared and stuff, but having a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the fact that our main character guy, he's like, not scared necessarily, but bewildered almost.
Yeah.
Like, can't believe his eyes. But it's not really
like he knows this is fucked up shit.
Yeah, like it's not really fear, but he's like, what the fuck?
Like almost like when somebody, oh, yeah, I guess it kind of is fear though.
Oh yeah, both like just being startled, I guess, or
yeah, it's not straight fearfulness. Yeah, it's just.
I'd be like if I walked outside to take a piss and there was just a 12-foot tall alien standing
right.
in the field.
It's more just like yes.
We'll probably just fucking pass out. I don't
Right.
fucking know, man. My brain would collapse.
And there's that one part when they're looking out from the basement, and what was going on in that car? You remember?
Yeah.
So-
The car hit the telephone pole, and I was like, it's because there was a wasp driving the car. And then it cuts to the scene. What happened was there was a guy driving the car. A wasp started to hatch out of him, and he crashed the car. But the way that the scene is cut, the thing that I already said, it cuts to it. It looks like there's just an injured wasp. that was because you can't see the guy's body. You just see the legs kicking. You're like, a wasp was driving that car. That's fucked up.
Yes, fuck, dude. Can't believe it.
That's so stupid. But it works both ways. It's pretty funny though.
Yeah.
I like Clifton Collins Jr. I like the way he went from kind of likable to creepy to super creepy to like maybe he is off his medication and then just full blown super villain.
Right. Full blown. What is he? He's got what would you call that?
I'd call him Wasp Man.
No.
That's what I would call him. You know, he kind of reminds me of, God, it's from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Wingnut.
Not familiar.
No, he's kind of...
Wingnut?
Something about him's kind of got that vibe. Here, I'll show you a picture of him.
Oh, I've seen a wingnut. Yeah.
This little, tiny little fellow. No? All right.
Not familiar.
All right, well...
Seen some wingnuts, not that one, though.
All right, Dave. You have anything else you want to say about Wasp? Or no, Stung?
Wasp?
What is it? What, white Anglo-Saxon Protestant? Wasp?
I ain't never heard that before.
I think it's something like that.
That sounds right.
I don't know. Look it up, though.
All right, on your own time, though. Not now.
On your own time. Not now. This is our time. What do you got over there, Dave? You got?
Oh, I ain't got nothing.
Oh,
I got Stung. It's probably my favorite movie I watched today.
Not me. Because I watched Ant-Man today.
All right, that's all I got.
What do you give it for Wasp thumbs?
Wasp thumbs? I mean, it was pretty good. Not gonna lie. You might have to go back and check me on this, but it's probably gonna be my highest rated bad movie I've ever seen on this.
Yeah?
Here podcast you got.
Well, what are you thinking?
I'm gonna give it 5.1.
That's fair. That's fair for sure.
I'm pretty strict though.
I don't know how much I really like this as a bad movie. I mean, I had a couple giggles. It's weirdly got a lot of good things going for it, but I wouldn't say it's a good movie either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go your way, middle of the road. I'm gonna bump it up a bit though because I liked it. You know what I mean? I just kind of liked it. Was it exciting? No, it was very paint by the numbers, but I did enjoy it. So I think I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
6.5?
6.5.
1 point less than Wasp?
Then Wasp.
Damn, that's pretty close.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. What was it? $2 million budget compared to 160? Only 1 star difference.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Only 1 star difference. Next segment of the show.
Hey, what you watching?
Dave, what you been watching?
What you been doing? Watching. Let's see. It's been a while since I've been on, I feel like. Probably since right after Christmas or so.
Last one we did was Ant-Man. I mean, that's been a bit.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Hey, are you going to go see Quantumania in theaters?
I want to. You want to go together?
Let me know. Yeah, I was like, let me know when. I was like,
Gonna
we
hold
can do that.
hands. I want to go to the drive-in, but they're still closed.
Right?
Be closed for a little while.
Yeah, they're going to be closed for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any plans in a couple weekends. Yeah, I need to go watch that. I'm pretty excited too.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go see it in theaters too. And then we can do this.
Oh, yeah? And we can talk about it on your podcast you got?
Yeah, just full fucking rip into it for everybody.
I checked out that IMDb's worst rated TV show of all time.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to check that out?
Which one was it? Velma?
Velma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched 1 or 2 episodes.
I think we watched the first 2 weeks. I think there's 4 episodes, but it's way better than what I didn't read any reviews.
Yeah. Like it didn't.
But that's what made me want to watch it, is that it was getting trashed so hard. I'm like, it can't be that bad.
Right.
And I just went into it with an open mind.
It wasn't.
And I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, not.
Well, it's like, it didn't knock my fucking socks off or anything, but I was like, it's all right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a Family Guy spin-off show, but with more dirty words.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
The skin that's on it is, you're like, oh, it's a Scooby-Doo thing.
I hope.
I don't care. I don't care what it is.
I hope they do something crazy with the story, and the story's just really good, but then it's still just trash and has thousands of 1-star reviews or whatever. But yeah, check that out. I did put. I don't remember if I said this last time or not, but I've been putting ungodly amount of time into Pokemon Violet. Few hundred hours.
Holy shit. Okay. So I watched Alicia play a bit of this. What are you doing for a few hundred hours on there? Are you farming
shiny
shinies?
Hunting. Yeah. And the terror raid events and stuff like that. And they have the system set up to where you want to do raids so you can get more candies to get powerful Pokemon, so that you can do stronger raids, so that you can get more rewards, so that you can get stronger Pokemon to beat stronger raids. And then you just do that till you max out the raids and stuff. But then you can they have a good system of making yourself sandwiches to give you shiny boosts, to raise your shiny encounters, to where whenever you encounter more Pokemon, the chances of them being shiny is higher.
Nice.
I think I'm up to like 100. And I think I've gotten like, in any other Pokemon game, I think I've gotten 3 is the most shinies I've ever gotten, other than Pokemon Go. But like in this one, I think I'm up to like 100.
Not including Pokemon Go, the most I ever had in one game was 2.
Right, yeah. But in this one...
And again, I haven't played every Pokemon game.
Yeah,
but I have played them since like the first ones came out since Blue and Red came out on Game Boy.
Right.
So I've been playing them for a minute.
Right, but yeah, you skip out.
Fun formula. I like it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think that's probably about it. I'm trying to think. I know I've watched other things. I need to write this stuff down.
Yeah.
Every time.
Me too, man. I feel the exact same way. It's like I sail through the show pretty easy because I got a handful of notes, and then we get to what you're watching, and I've been like, what did I watch? You know what I mean? I'm like,
I do watch a lot of YouTube.
I watched an episode or 2 of Kunk on Earth on Netflix.
Never heard of it.
Man, it's hilarious. It's this lady who she's like it's like a British educational show about planet Earth and civilization and stuff like that. But she's funny. So she'll be like, what was the Soviet Union? And the guy will be like, I think you mean the Soviet Union. She'll be like, no, it's right here on the paper. It says onion.
Just read what it says.
Yeah, so she's just like being an absolute idiot. You know what I mean? But it's very, very funny. And loving that. What else did I check out? I've been watching The Last of Us. We have Patreon.
The video game?
Yes. And the movie.
Been watching some guy on Twitch play The Last of Us. Apparently everybody's raving about it. How you liking that so far?
Man, I'm loving it. We did some Patreon content for it. So that's a thing you can check out now. We're doing a whole series on The Last of Us on Patreon, patreon.com. It's in the episode description. Just click it if you're interested in that. But there's all kinds of stuff on there. But as far as The Last of Us, I'm loving it, man. It's like I think it's one of the best series I've dipped into.
How many episodes are out?
Wow, 3. Episode 4 comes out as we are recording this comes out Sunday.
Nice.
Really, really good show, man. Really good show. Yeah, so I have been keeping up with that. That's just a weekly thing. What else? I watched a movie called You People, starring Jonah Hill and
yeah, I seen that advertised.
Eddie Murphy.
Netflix?
And
or is it?
I cannot remember that girl's name, the woman's name. Yeah, yeah, it's about like interracial dating or whatever. And you know what? The movie's fine. Everybody that's in it is fine. It's got funny bits in it. It's got heartfelt bits in it. Like the writing is pretty good. But the story feels like it takes place in a week or 2 weeks, and it takes place over like a year and a half. And it just something about the time, the way the passage of time happens or doesn't happen in it is odd.
But would you recommend checking it out?
I don't know. I guess if you got nothing else to watch, it's got some jokes in it that are pretty funny. Eddie Murphy's kind of funny.
Yeah, haven't seen Murphy. Haven't seen Murphy do anything in a while.
Oh, Murph Dog?
Dolomite.
Yeah, My Name is Dolomite.
I like
that one. Yeah,
that's probably the last thing I've seen him do in a while.
man, he came back and did Coming Back to America. Is that what it was called?
I don't know. I didn't check.
I heard it was not very good, so I never watched it.
That's probably why I ended up not checking it out either.
Yeah,
not for sure. Yeah, just didn't really have interest.
Right.
But I was also after the generation for, like, I remember watching Coming to America whenever I was younger.
Yeah.
But it wasn't new whenever I was watching it.
Right. Yeah, same. It wasn't new when I watched it either. I just have always liked comedy, like studying comedy and how jokes work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm dog shit at it, but
I'm trying here.
I'm trying over here. Hey. Yeah. No. Good flick. I guess it was fine. I'm really looking forward to watching Black Panther. Wakanda Forever.
Pretty excited to check that out as well. I'll
Yeah,
probably do that this weekend. That'll probably be my Sunday watch.
You said you watched like the first 20 minutes?
First 20 minutes, and I'm like, this is a little bit too much for me because it was, getting close to bedtime and stuff, so I put on something a little lighter hearted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to pay attention to this. I don't want to.
I hear it's big sad.
Depends on what you think sad. The first 10 minutes could be crying, could be laughing.
Okay.
Some people might say he got what he deserved.
Black Panther?
No.
Oh.
I was like, oh,
damn, Dave.
Guys,
what the fuck?
That's heavy as shit. No, Bast. You'll get it.
Oh, is that like the serpent, some kind of serpent god or cat god or something? Or?
It's the cat god. I don't know what kind of cat, but
Nice.
it's a cat.
Yeah, nice.
You pick. You like a cat? It's that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of it. I'm very excited. I saw the official first trailer, and that's it. That's all I ever saw.
I think I did see a trailer, or maybe two, for Wakanda Forever. Just because I do really want to watch it, or I do want to watch it, but not as much as Ant-Man. And I knew I've wanted to watch Ant-Man ever since I knew Kang was going to be in it.
Yeah. If you got Kang and MODOK and weird shit in the quantum realm, and yeah, bring it on. I'm loving that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Man, as far as games, I've just been playing Marvel Snap. You should play Marvel Snap, Dave.
I don't think I've heard of that. I'm just kidding because I hear about it every hour of my life.
Right.
Get texts at 2 a.m. You download Marvel Snap yet? I might download it.
It is just a crazy fun card game that is paced extraordinarily well. And that's the best part about it is they don't hold your hand, but everybody levels up the same, and like it just makes sense as you go. Like you're like, oh, I got a new card, and you put it in your deck, and you're like, I'm not sure this works for me. You take it back out. And then later, when you've got 4 more cards, you're like, oh, this all starts to make sense.
Yeah.
And like, now I can play these together, so let's swap some stuff out. Like, the way that it walks you through building, like, your first dozen decks it's just beautiful.
Nice.
And then after that point, I think I've got 8. And I mainly play 3.
Decks?
Yeah. Like sometimes if there's a very specific challenge, I'll change my deck to beat the challenge.
How many cards are out now? Or how many
cards
characters,
total?
I guess, are...
Oh, God, I don't know. Let's have a quick...
variants of what they do, not necessarily art styles.
Right, so, yeah. So how many different...
characters or however it works in the Snapverse. There was new news that came out that the Pokemon trading card game is no longer
over 200.
Over 200, damn. Yeah, so that's not too many for how many decks. Because I'm sure there's like a couple handfuls of styles of decks you can have.
Man, I've got one card that I put in almost every single deck.
Right.
Almost every single deck. Because it's just a good utility card.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of trading card games are like that. You just get those.
Mm-hmm. And the more you use them, you get to aesthetically make them look cooler. You can purchase variants. You unlock free variants, but you can also purchase them with in-game currency that you just earn playing the game. You can buy special cards that are not in your deck from free points that you earn in the game. That just like everything's like, it's just stuff they give you for just playing. But of course, you get, if you're going to play a lot, I would say the season pass thing is definitely worth it.
And that's how they get you.
That is how they get you. Well, they got me for 2 months, and then the third month, I didn't, because you have to confirm it every month. It's not an automated thing.
Nice.
But this month, the season, whatever the rewards were for the season, I was like, eh. So I just didn't get it this month. But next month, I'm hoping it's something good. Something
that you want.
Yeah. I want Wong. That's what I want in my deck. That's what I want in my deck. I want Wong.
Give me
It's
that
the one
Wong
I'm missing.
deck.
Yeah, give me that Wong deck. You can make a bunch of cool different decks with Wong. He's a versatile. They're probably going to nerf him at some point though, because he's almost OP.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it does keep, because you said they added like PvP player friends or whatever.
Yeah,
or
there's like a PvP friend code battle type game.
Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, if it keeps like becoming more popular, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a world championship for it.
Yeah,
So I feel like every game goes to that. Like even if there's not that many daily active users, there's no reason really not to get the 10 top players and put them together.
Right, yeah, and just let them fucking duke it out. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know what the battle mode's like yet, but I'm excited to find out. I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, there's a different like play mode on there?
It's just like you can do like PvP, which is with strangers, or a different type of PvP, but it's like a friend battle. But you don't get experience from
your friends,
from battling your friends. Yeah.
That's usually how it is, because people scam it and they'll have 2 accounts and just have them battle each other.
That's a bummer because man, if you finish a game in Snap, like your XP for your season level goes up or down based on whether you won or lost.
Yeah.
But you get like orbs or whatever to level up the aesthetics of your cards. You get 3 to 6 every match, win or lose. So you always get points for that.
Right, you're always getting something.
Yeah, you're always getting something. And
they monetize your time. So you're like, all right, it took me 10 minutes to get 6 orbs. So that means this is worth money now.
I got so many different fucking cards, man. I never worry about that shit. I'm like, if there's a card that I really want to level up, put it in the deck, play it. You'll level it up. It'll get put in your rotation. As long as you play the card, it'll level up for sure. A fun leveling system, but yeah. Other than that, I haven't played anything else. It's been a wild week. I have decided though I am for sure going to replay The Last of Us after I finish watching the season of The Last of Us.
What about The Last of Us Part 2?
I'm probably going to play that one right after. Man, it's good.
I really liked the gameplay and everything, and the story was good.
I remember...
But I didn't ever finish it. I don't know if I ever saved that girl or not.
I remember having a really, really hard time at one part in the game, like maybe a dozen tries to get past it or whatever. I wasn't frustrated, but I was on the cusp of getting frustrated.
Yeah, I remember one part with a creeper that was like that.
If I know what the time sink is... I will wait until I have a day where I can be like, all right, today I'm going to play
16 hours.
I'm going to play this game for at least 6 hours. Like I say, I'm going to sit down. I'm going to play, a quarter of it almost.
Yeah, and I feel like that's my problem. Maybe is just not getting too far into games or playing multiple games at the same time, because usually especially games that you actually play through the campaign. Like you have to, learn the move set essentially. And if you're going between games, it just makes it less fun to come back and then have to learn all the, 10
Right.
different moves or whatever. But
Yeah, very true, man. Very true. You got any games you're looking forward to?
oh, I would say sticking with the Switch, the new Breath of the Wild. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I know it has a release date, but I don't go by those anymore because they always push it back.
Yeah.
So
or they'll
it's-
just give you a game that's not done.
right, and that's
Yeah.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah, that's how I feel about everything. Like consoles too. I buy a new console. Like Xbox One's been out for 3 years. I just bought one. They'll probably come out with something else like in a year or two, but that's okay because I'll play that generation.
Yeah, I
of
really
games
like
for a
how
long
Xbox
time.
is doing it with keeping everything a one, but then still upgrading the console. Like the Xbox One or the Xbox One, yeah, it's been out for a long time, but then they came out with the One S and then the One X, and then now they're
Oh.
doing the Series S and the Series X to where you have 3 generations of consoles, but they all play the Xbox One.
Yeah.
They're all
I've got
compatible with the
I've got the-
controllers and
I've got the S, the like no disk drive, just a little white rectangle, the little white brick.
the sad Xbox.
I like it.
All digital.
I like it, man. I'm Game Pass.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
amazing.
it. I'm just playing everything on Game Pass because it's worth it. And there's a shitload of stuff on there. Man, I wound up doing like 50 something hours of Persona 5. That's a $60 game. So that half of a $60 game for 50 something hours to me is worth $60, if not more. So
your
like, that's-
$15 a month was
yeah,
worth it.
Right. Yeah. By a landslide for at least 4 months worth of entertainment.
Yeah.
But man, I played so many games off there that I normally wouldn't have. The
Yeah, and
first
that's
one,
what's nice. Yeah, and also
Yeah.
you can try it, and if you don't like it or if it doesn't tickle
Yeah.
your fancy,
you didn't
delete it.
Yeah, delete that shit. I got some pretty fun ones on there, man. But yeah, I think that's all I've got, man. David, anything else that you
nothing
wanted
to add.
Okay, well, that's been it for us. So we appreciate you listening. Appreciate you telling a friend. Appreciate you leaving a nice 5-star review. That's very kind of you. If you want to help the show, you can always visit our Patreon. The link is in the episode description for this episode and every other. If you want to just give us a tip, you can always buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/it's just 2 movies. No, wait. Buymeacoffee.com. Yeah, no, that's right.
Just go to the link in the
Yeah,
description.
there's also a link for that in the description. Or how about you don't want to personally give me any money? That's fine. You don't have to. But if you do want to help the show, you click the Amazon affiliate link in our episode description and just buy whatever silly stuff you're already going to buy on Amazon. And then somehow we get some of that. I don't understand how, but fine. Other than that, that's if you don't want to do any of those things, fuck me. Don't, and we appreciate you listening, I guess, anyway.
Right.
That's kind of, yeah, it's nice. Tell your friends. That's going to do it for me. I think next week we're going to do Avatar, The Whale.
You guys aren't gonna start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that gold talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin, businesses are booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
Special thanks to the people who helped make this show. That is going to be Lamplighter Productions for our artwork, God-Sized and Growing for some musical guest appearances, Russ Tafari for some of our extra bonus content music stuff. I'd also like to throw out a special thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams for the main show. You can check out his stuff at sons.bandcamp.com. And special thanks to Dave, who's our YouTube editor. Probably wouldn't even be on that platform were it not for Dave. So mad thanks to that homeboy. If you want to check out anything that any of these amazing people are working on, You can find that information in the episode description for this episode or any other. Yeah, and I think that's going to wrap it up. Remember when you were a kid, like maybe the first time you ever sat down at a computer and it had that yellow ass keyboard that was like,
yeah, that's the...
for every key? Oh, that's my jam. That is like just so satisfying to be like, just I really like it. Yeah. Oh man, it's the sound and the feel of the actual click. Oh, it's so nice.
God damn it, Daniel. Just drink your beer.